In 2008, Paul Pullman took over Unilever as CEO, and what a job. The firm was in a death spiral. But by 2018, they had doubled their profits, and Unilever was an iconic global company. The secret to his success? Tensions. He had developed a vision he termed the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan. And he had grown up through his leadership career seeing tensions as opportunities. Opportunities in that creative friction between social responsibility and financial responsibility, the short-term and long-term, innovation and discipline. But managing tensions, navigating those tug-of-wars, is not just the realm of CEOs like Paul Pullman. Everybody can do it, and in fact needs to learn that skill.
We all face tensions. Do we stick with the job that we're currently doing, or think about learning, growing, and developing into a new role? Do we focus on our career to establish our financial and personal wealth, or do we think about the mission and purpose that we have? Most of the time when we face these kinds of competing demands, we think about the alternative options and feel this pressure to choose between them. We talk about that as the either-or. Making that kind of a choice feels good in the short term because we've settled a debate. But what we find is that it's limited at best and detrimental at worst in the long term. Making these kinds of choices leads us down a vicious cycle. The opportunity, however, is to reframe the tensions from an either-or into a both-and. How can I accommodate both A and B, the short-term and the long-term, my desire for personal accomplishment and the impact that I want to have on the world? Reframing those tensions into a both-and enables us to come up with new opportunities that are more generative, more creative, and enable us to result in a more sustainable outcome. For us, tensions is an overarching term that describes that experience of the tug of war when we're feeling competing priorities or competing demands in our lives. And these tensions show up to us as dilemmas, the kind of challenge that begs us for an answer. What we suggest is that we can make better decisions in those dilemmas if we first look underneath them and understand the paradoxes that inform those dilemmas.
The way we think about paradoxes, I think symbolically, think yin-yang, think the dark and light slivers blending together. Yes, they're pulling us in opposing directions. They're very different. And at the same time, they define each other. They're mutually interdependent. And because we need both sides, they're actually persistent, meaning these dilemmas we might resolve today, and they will come up again tomorrow. Whether it's short-term, long-term challenges, self, other, work, family, there's so many pieces. Because they won't go away, it's time we get comfortable in those tensions. We think through the dilemmas as paradoxes, and we move forward with both-and thinking.